So I knocked and I entered. And she said, yes, come in, shut the door and sit down. Which annoyed me. I thought, in my head, of course I'm going to shut the door and sit down. I'm not going to stand here and elevate whilst you talk to me. And she said, well, he's a type 1 diabetic, and he has been since the day he was born. And I said, well, why are you telling me this now? Why didn't you tell me the day he was born? She said, we didn't know, obviously. And I said, well, she said, we found out through the symptoms you've explained to us, which he's been suffering from. And I said, well, constant tiredness, drinking lots and lots and lots is not natural for a child. She said, well, yes and no. I said, well, it's not necessarily my fault. She said, we're not blaming you. I said, well, with that kind of attitude, it feels like you are. And she said, no. She said, we're just telling you he's a type 1 diabetic. And I suddenly felt like I was at school again and I was talking to the matron. I started to grit my teeth and grind them. She said, are you okay? And I said, no, I'm not okay. I've just been told my 3-year-old's a type 1 diabetic, and he has been for the last 3 years. Fuck's sake. And I said, I do apologise. She said, it's okay. And she passed me a tissue. And I thought, what do you want me to do with this? Wipe my ass? I'm not going to start blubbing, dear, just because I swore. She said, I've sworn in much more important places than your surgery and got away with it. I'm not going to start blubbing. Although I'm pleased she did pass me the tissue because I felt her build up a bogey in my left nose. So I just said, thank you. I popped it in my top left pocket. And I said, what are we doing next? I said, there's obviously things we need to do. And she said, I know, there are lots. It'll take time getting used to it. I said, well, luckily, I'm not alone. She said, no, you're not. And because of that, there is a group you can go to. And I said, oh, a group? What's this for? And she said, well, it's for other single mothers. I said, I'm not a single mother. And she said, oh, aren't you? I said, no. I said, there's me and my partner, Patrick. And she said, oh, right. Right, I just assumed. Don't assume. It's me and Patrick. She said, oh, well, there's still this group. I said, what kind of group is it? And she said, well, it's for parents, single mothers, mainly. Right, carry on. Who have children who are type 1 diabetics. And it's just a little group you can go along. It's almost like a coffee morning you go along. And I thought, oh, that sounds quite nice. It's on a Saturday. I said, oh, why isn't it on a Wednesday? In my head, I didn't say that out loud. She said, well, it's on a Saturday and you and your partner, I said, he's my husband by law, can go along and have a chat with other parents and single mothers mainly. And I thought, oh, single mothers, I'll probably go on my own then, won't take Patrick. You might getting other ideas. I didn't say that. It was all in my head. And I said, oh, sounds fun. She said, well, it's not fun. I said, you know what I mean. She said, right, it's called chips. And I said, well, that sounds fun. What, do you get a free bag? I laughed. She didn't. She said, no, it's called chips. It stands for, it's CHIPSS. I said, well, it's not called chips, is it? I said, it's called chips. It's a double S. If you just said chips, I wouldn't have said, oh, do you get a free bag? I wouldn't have assumed you meant the food. And she just stared at me vacantly. And then picked picked something out of her tooth and rolled it up and flicked it. I thought, how disgusting. You're a doctor, you're a professional, and you did that in front of another person whilst telling them about their child's type 1 diabetic nursery called Chips. Anyway, it's on Saturday. This coming Saturday, I think I might go. I think I might go alone. I won't take his nibs. And check out the mums. Chips. It's a Friday today. Might have chips tonight.